Welcome back, and in today's video, we take a look at a woman who is mocking men for complaining about fake accusations, and this guy here who shows the harsh reality of this system for men. But before we jump in, please make sure to subscribe the channel and turn on the bell notification.
All charges have been dropped. James, man to man, I'm sorry you had to go through this and that your personal and professional lives have been ruined as a result of her false allegations. And as for you, no. Bad. That's very bad. Don't do that again, okay? Okay. Alright, case dismissed. Wait. Yes? Bad? Yes, what she did was bad. Very bad, and she won't do it again, right? Right. What she did should be a felony. Why is she not being punished? Did you not just hear me tell her no? That's not punishment. I want her to be punished. Do you want me to say it again? No, she should suffer like I've suffered. Her lies have caused me to lose my job, my family, my house. The whole world now sees me as a woman. It's not true. We just found you innocent. It doesn't matter what the court ruled. The damage has already been done. Even though I never once lifted my finger at a woman, the whole world will forever see me as a monster. No, they won't. Yes, they will. No, they won't. She deserves to be punished, more than just a slap on the wrist. I'd bet you like that, wouldn't you, woman? See?
This is a very sensitive issue, which isn't even talked about on a minor level, let alone thinking about how to prevent this. And because it's a woman who is in the wrong, nothing happens to her, and she continues to act and breed more women like her.
I don't want to. My buddy went to prison for 4 years for a false accusation. He was a good dude, went to church, godly man, awesome guy, and even when that stuff came out, I couldn't believe it. And it's really a good thing I didn't, because they sentenced him to 7 years in prison. At 4 years, the person who accused him came out and said that she lied. They let him out of prison, as they were supposed to do. That doesn't fix anything. Nothing happened to her. She went to college, she got a good job, and my buddy stayed in there and rotted for 4 years. My buddy, who was proven innocent, still wasn't able to land a job anywhere. It doesn't matter what it was, even working in a warehouse. My buddy went to prison when he was 22, he got out when he was 26, and he offed himself at 27. Stop this.
Why is it so complicated to pass a law that states if a girl falsely accuses a man of anything, then she simply gets twice the punishment the man was facing, twice because she knowingly is falsifying allegations against an innocent guy, and see women thinking 100 times before doing anything like this ever again?
The women on the internet pissed.
Why? Why would they be pissed? Oh, right. We're supposed to be able to read your minds and know just what is right, what is wrong, and when. Of course, the fact that, as I just said, y'all change your minds on what is right or wrong faster than a speeding bullet, yeah, you don't want to talk about that, do you?
According to the Korean woman, the reason being, all able-bodied Korean men have to serve military service. They do learn CPR in the military. So it was expected for men in their 20s and 30s who likely just got out of the military to jump in and help because they know how to do CPR.
Well, that's all well and good, but it begs the question, why aren't Korean women required to serve in the military and learn CPR too? I mean, it seems like it would be the right thing to do, right? But it goes to show you that women expect men to fight and die to protect them, but do it for themselves or men? Yeah, no. Again, the mindset that women have today is that men know how to do CPR and thus should be compelled to help out a woman. Yet tell them they're required to learn CPR and be obligated to help out a man? Well, say it with me, folks. That's misogyny.
But a lot of the men on the train didn't. And their reason being, they did not want to be accused of sexual harassment.
We have a bingo.
There were a few incidents where men were actually accused for sexual harassment, for trying to help the women. Back in 2014, a South Korean woman had actually tried to sue a male EMT paramedic for doing CPR and doing chest compressions on her.
That's completely true, and I'm aware of cases just like that in Australia, several European countries, and in the United States. So again, it's not limited to Korea. It's a worldwide thing that women do.
Although the paramedic wasn't charged or convicted with anything, since he was reported, he still had to go through an investigation.
Now, women, of course, downplay that. It's no big deal. He was found innocent. Yeah, while I don't know the particulars of the case she's mentioning, in others, their name was splashed all across the news, often in headlines. And the fact that they were found innocent later, well, at best it might get a 1-inch commentary on page 9, and at worst, and the more likely case, not a word will be said in the media that he was found innocent. That is the pattern we've seen time and again in situations like this, not to mention most false allegations. Add to it that once these allegations or lawsuits are filed, in many cases these men rack up huge legal fees as they know they're going to be investigated or sued and have to hire an attorney to guide and protect them as they go through it. So while women can try to downplay and excuse their fellow women's behaviors, men, not so much.
There was also another story shared of a Korean guy going up the steps in the subway station, and there was a woman in front of him seemingly about to fall. He put out his hands and tried to grab her from the back to prevent her from falling. The girl freaked out and called the police on him, and he ended up in the police station.
Something that happens to men across the world every single day. Yet women have the audacity to wonder why men are now refusing to help them out or gasp in horror when they don't. I mean, come on, ladies. Even a blind person should be able to see why. And yet, most of you don't.
That being said, these are all the
This is the men's side of the story. No, it is the real story. What does she expect? That women accept that they are very petty and vindictive human beings and would say or do anything about men, but would never like to be held accountable for it. No thanks. You can keep your delusions and we will keep our peace.
33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done.
You know, I'm seeing more and more of these videos, and honestly, it makes me sad because guys have told women why. We've made it very clear why we're walking away. And we're walking away in droves, and it's only going to get worse because you're not hearing why we're walking away. It's very simple. Don't read between the lines. Hear these words. There is absolutely no benefit anymore to being in a relationship with a woman for a man. None. Zero. Zilch. Especially when you consider the risk compared to any potential reward. Roughly 55% of marriages end in divorce and the guy loses everything. Add into it all the relationships where they weren't married and the guy lost access to his kids and had to pay mountains of child support and so on. When you really look at it, there's less than a 1 in 4 chance of having a successful relationship. Would you risk everything you have? Would you risk your children and having access to them, knowing you only had a 25% chance of success? I doubt it. Add to it the expectations that today's women have are beyond absurd. We all joke about the sixes, but the reality is that is most women's expectation. You expect men to give, and offer nothing in return. I'm not saying any of this to be mean, but I am being blunt in hopes you'll hear it. Because we've said it over and over and over again. And yet, you're still asking us, why are you walking away? That, in a nutshell, is the crux of the problem. You ask us, but you don't want to hear the response. And if you hear it, you don't want to accept it. My honest advice to you ladies is this. Get a mirror, look in it, and ask yourself, what are we offering to men? Why should men want to be with us? And if your answer is things like you have a great career or job, or that you're going to cook and clean, none of that matters to us. Not in the least. What matters to us? Peace, loyalty, and acknowledgement. Something very, very few women give to their man. And until you're willing to give that, until you're willing to set aside your ridiculous expectations, those numbers you mentioned are only going to get worse.